All of us have heard the name Rome at least once in our lives. Nicknamed the Eternal City, the Italian capital, whose metropolitan area is home to 4.3 million people, is known for its system of distinctive public drinking fountains, hundreds of which are located in the city's historic center alone, in the words of Colin Berry and Jamie Keaton of the Associated Press. Not to mention, Rome, being the third most visited city in Europe and 14th most visited city worldwide, is also a popular tourist destination among travelers of the world. The city, famous for its lively atmosphere and renowned cuisine, is home to sites such as the Colosseum, which hosts between 20,000 to 24,000 visitors on any given day, earning its status as Italy's most popular landmark, and Vatican City. However, like other southern European cities, Rome is increasingly forced to deal with the problem of heat waves as climate change continues to rapidly deteriorate the planet that we all call home. The United States Environmental Protection Agency describes heat waves, or an extreme heat event, quite simply as a persistent period of unusually hot days, where an unusually hot day refers to a day where its minimum temperature exceeds the 85th percentile of historic July and August temperatures. The effects of heat waves this year are exacerbated by the El Niño effect and climate change. To start, the El Niño effect is a recurring weather pattern caused by warm waters rising to the ocean surface off the coast of South America and subsequently spreading across the ocean, releasing heat into the atmosphere, thus typically driving the global average temperature up. On the other hand, climate change caused by increasing greenhouse gas emissions, which hit a new high this year, up 1% from 2022, translates into lengthier, more frequent, and more severe extreme heat conditions with every passing year. According to Imperial College London professor of climate science Paolo Ceppi, a once-in-a-century heat wave prior to the Industrial Revolution now occurs once every 10 years. The loss of polar ice due to the rise in greenhouse gas emissions is causing heat waves to linger around in places in increasingly more circumstances, states World Meteorological Organization's senior extreme heat advisor Dr. John Narn, who notes a six-fold increase in simultaneous heat waves since the 1980s. Dr. Kai Kornhuber, research scientist at New York's Columbia University, observes that the loss of polar ice leads to persistent high-pressure systems. In a case impacting Rome in mid-July of this year, an anticyclone, which is a region of high pressure with clockwise running winds that drive down weak currents, compressing and warming the air as they descend from Africa by the name of Cerberus, regarded to the gates of the underworld in Greek mythology, lingered around southern Europe similar to an oven or heat dome. It was predicted to have been made 950 times more likely to occur, along with other European and American heat waves that same month due to climate change. Cerberus caused red alerts to be issued for 23 Italian cities including Rome, denoting a threat to health for the entire population, not just for the children and the elderly. Rome has also been hit with 28 warnings from the Italian Civil Defense Department, deeming locations from the metro to tourist hotspots to be potentially dangerous. There's no question as to why alerts and warnings have been issued. The record for the highest temperature ever recorded in Rome has just been broken this year, after a temperature of 41.8 degrees Celsius or 107 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded. It is worthy to note that the previous Roman record high temperature of 40.7 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Fahrenheit was set just last year, due to a heat wave that killed 18,000 in Italy alone and 61,672 across Europe, according to be the world's fastest warming continent, warming at twice the global warming rate, according to the World Meteorological Organization. The high temperature this year has led to an estimated 20 to 25% increase in the number of people, including tourists, brought to hospital by paramedics due to heat-related illnesses such as dehydration, with up to 60-minute ambulance response times due to a shortage of resources compared to the high number of emergency calls, says head of Rome's police union Marco Milani. According to AGI, security staff at the Colosseum reported that 70 to 80 visitors were falling ill each day at the site due to the extreme heat, with its cobblestones reaching temperatures up to 55 degrees Celsius or 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Not only can heat waves lead to illnesses such as dehydration, but they can also become fatal by worsening pre-existing conditions such as asthma and diabetes, another reason behind the decision undertaken by Italy's health ministry to advise regional governments to set up codici calorosi, Italian for heat codes, much of which prioritizes those suffering from heat-related illnesses and reduces the amount of personnel available to treat people suffering from mild, non-heat-related illnesses. Compared with other cities, Rome is unique in that its summers are often stretched out with an August high temperature called the Soline that is accompanied by Le Ponentino, an afternoon summer sea breeze. In addition, just 48.8% of Italian households are equipped with air conditioning, with power outages already occurring in parts of the city. Besides impacting the health and well-being of Italians, such a heat wave can lead to negative impacts on the Italian economy and tourism industry as well. Reuters reports that the number of people planning to travel to the Mediterranean region has already declined by 10% in 2023 compared to 2022 due to the 2022 heat wave. Heat waves can also lead to natural disasters impacting more people and has already led to recorded wildfires in southern Italy, where it forced the closure of Palmero Airport, Spain, as well as Greece. For now, when dealing with heat waves, Italian authorities advise people to drink at least 1.5 liters or half gallon of water daily, eat lighter meals, and avoid direct sunlight between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. by staying indoors. The German Federal Association of Public Health Doctors goes a step further by encouraging most people to change their daily routines by waking up early, being productive in the morning, and taking a siesta or nap at noon. However, in order to cut the problem of frequent, more severe heat waves at its root, we as a collective must take climate change more seriously than we have ever before.